right, guys. Len Perroots, thank you so much for jumping on My Smart Podcast. I definitely look forward to introducing you to everyone I possibly can in my sphere, and definitely love to be connected with some of your sphere. And again, thank you much for coming on. This show is all about connections. And Len, tell me a little bit about Imagine and how you got there.
Well, I have a history in the financial services business, 30 years, and we've done all kinds of great things. And one thing just went into another. You don't even realize you're having stepping stones every step of the way. And everything that I've done all of these years prepared me for Imagine. The last thing that I did is I was instrumental, and I helped build and ultimately I helped get sold a financial services company valued at over $100 million. So, when that happened, shortly thereafter, I basically retired from that and decided it was time to go off and do the next great thing, a different thing, an exciting thing. And that's the short story that kind of brings us to where we're at here with Imagine now.
Right, and our viewers right now have a little bit of a disadvantage in what I'm about to share. Just a week ago, I had the opportunity to sit in on a terrific presentation that you gave to a great group of business owners. And you talked a bit about the passion of why you do what you do. And even before that, let's just kind of briefly describe you're in investments, in wealth strategies, and have had experience in, the stock market and a little bit of real estate investments. You understand it very, very well. Explain. I definitely want to get into the passions of why, but just a little bit about the mechanics of what exactly is Imagine and how does it differ from other investment firms?
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily consider it an investment firm. We always think when we're giving money and we're getting a return, it's an investment. So that's a general term, but specifically, we specialize in alternative real estate lending opportunities. And to summarize that really quickly, basically, the people who take their money and put them into one of these opportunities, they are the bank. They are lending their money. So there's no equity, nothing like that. They're lending their money, and in exchange, they are receiving a secured, contractually fixed double-digit annual return. So it's similar to your bank, okay, that has your mortgage, but the difference here is, number one, it's available to you. Number two, these are short terms, 9 to 12 months generally. And number three, you've got that security of the backing of commercial real estate. So there's a lien that's filed in the courthouse. I mean, it's just, there's a lot more involved in it. But again, just imagine if you could get those secured double-digit returns, have access to your capital every year, and not have to have financial anxiety anymore, not worrying about what the market's doing, what the real estate market's doing, what the mortgage interest rates are. All of those things are not risks, or they're very little risk with this type of operation.
No, I definitely get it. You talk about risk, comfort zones, and appetites, right? So alternative real estate, and you explained it a little bit, or while you're explaining it, last week in the presentation I got to be a part of there. It is basically an interim land acquisition, isn't it? Like you're acquiring the land during a due diligence period, and then I don't mean to murder this. Forgive me. It's that mid acquisition before the builder comes in and buys it. So it's the land is acquired, the due diligence is already done, and it's almost like holding the land in a position for the builders, almost lining it up.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, what people are lending their money to is a commercial real estate developer. And that developer already has an agreement or an LOI with a national builder, like a D.R. Horton. So during the time that clients place their money in this vehicle, the developer is not building anything. All they're doing is they're taking undeveloped land and they're getting zoning passed. They're getting permits completed. They're doing engineering studies. They're doing environmental studies. They're taking drawings from the builder and going back and forth with the municipality, getting those designs of what is going to be built approved. So by the time all of that is approved, the developer gets what's called an LDP, which is a land disturbance permit. And that is the golden ticket for these big builders or anybody to be able to put a bulldozer on the property and start doing what they're doing. So, basically during this 9 to 12 month cycle, it's administrative, right? It's not physical work, it's administrative. And every single time, Jeff, that they get an approval, they complete a study, any of these other milestones, they do a drainage study or a watershed or whatever it is, it intrinsically increases the value of the land. So land without structure on it does not go like this at all, like homes or commercial offices would. Land is pretty much a steady eddy in either direction, but it's the developer bringing value, bringing it to a place to where a builder could actually put homes or offices or supermarkets on it. That's a big deal. So that's part of that is the reason that the returns, these secured fixed double-digit annual returns can be given. It's because value, it's not out of thin air. Value is being created every time these steps these milestones are approved. And in the end, you take something that might be worth $1 million with no permits, and maybe after this process is done, it might be worth 1.8 or $2 million. And of course, there's costs that go into that as well. So an example that I use to just kind of give people an idea is, again, these are sample numbers, but let's say a piece of land is purchased for $1 million and it costs $250,000 in costs, whether that's engineering, drawings, even paying the lender, all of those things. But the sale price to the builder is $2 million. So that leaves $750,000 in my example of net profit. So that's kind of how it's done. It's it's not magical. It's not mystical. It's because there's a lot of money. So this is an example of it takes a lot of money to make a lot of money here. And the money is the cost that the developer incurs for all those studies and to get that permit process. But there's tremendous upside. And then lenders get paid in full, and then they're back to they can go and do another cycle and compound. They could take their interest. They could get out, and that's why we specialize and really discuss with our clients 12-month options, because we've got others, but 12-month gives that client peace of mind, and again, the relief of not having that self-anxiety or that financial anxiety about everything that's going on. You could actually just wake up in the morning and have your coffee, just not worry about it because you've got a contractual fixed return that's secured by commercial real estate.
And I'm fortunate enough, I've got a background in both residential and commercial real estate. The attractive nature, the what is it? The risk to reward, the attraction to the risk. I think it's very interesting. I do think a lot of folks would turn a good ear to you. I'm glad to have you on the podcast here. Again, I'd love to, even outside the podcast here, just keep spreading the word. And again, you had talked also last week in your presentation about some of the reasons that you jumped into this form of investing, this form of money managing. And again, I don't mean to use incorrect terminologies like money management and stuff like that. But, if you're Joe homeowner, good old we the people, of all the vehicles you can invest in, be it traditional real estate, both residential and commercial, stocks, other investment opportunities and things like this. This is rather new to me. I find it fascinating. What was your inspiration to jump into this?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't say I jumped into it. I always do due diligence, and the partners, the companies that we've partnered with, I have uh, long relationships with. So it's not like I don't know who these people are. I didn't just Google, this and find a company, and that's not how this
Sure.
works. But here's the thing. Deals, things like this are generally only made by old white men on a golf course, so to speak. Okay, with money. Um, the rich keep getting richer, and that's wonderful for the rich. But most of these types of things, you need millions of dollars to participate, right? And to be able to give give regular people a choice where they don't have to get into these risky types of deals. You see, we've been so programmed that your 401k is good, or mutual funds are good, and buy and hold, and all of this group thinking stuff. And now everybody's doing it. They're putting money in their 401ks. They're going to pay taxes on it. Who knows how much, 20, 30 years from now. It's this set it and forget it. I'm going to listen to the Dave Ramseys of the world, or the Susie Ormans of the world, or the HR department. And there really is no true financial education. People don't really know what they're doing. They see percentages and they say, oh, great, I can average 10% over 20 years. Well, no, because what you don't know, and what most people really don't understand, is that your losses hurt you more than your gains help you. Well, when you're a regular person and you don't have a lot of money, or you maybe have a little bit, but you're trying to get somewhere, it's a lot harder for you to accumulate wealth. So, I mean, when you lend your money in one of these vehicles, you never have a loss. First of all, the land doesn't just disappear. So you can't wake up tomorrow and say, oh, my $100,000 is gone. That's not possible. But let me get back to the passion. The passion is, you've got a chance. I can give you, I'll give you a quick scenario. Okay. There was a lady who didn't have a lot of money. She worked her whole life, and she only has about $100,000. Okay. So certainly that's not enough to retire. But without going into the details, after working with me, putting an action plan in place where she doesn't have to worry about losing her money, combined with some other strategies, there's a 5-year plan to give her a $10,000 a month guaranteed income for life. Now, that's diversified at the end, and we're doing a bunch of things, and this piece that we're talking about isn't the only piece of it, but it's a part of it. So there's lots of things we can do, but again, without getting into the specifics and the interest rates, because we kind of hold that. We don't like to put all of that on the web and in the public, because we do have private Zooms and one-on-ones. Again, this is a big thing. But what empowers me is we can get people who don't have enough money to retire. We can give them a fighting chance. They're not going to be wealthy. We give them a fighting chance. We can increase their chances. Those people who have lost money, and it's the regular people that have lost it in the market. Okay.
Yeah.
We give them a chance. Actually, we can get them back to even. And then lastly, we all need to stop buying that dream, or that BS dream, that retirement has to take 20 or 30 years. I'm telling you, it's not the case. Number one, using these products. Okay. Number two, if you're an entrepreneur, a financial person, an insurance person, or somebody who just wants to make money helping people, we offer that as well. I mean, we've got people, advisors in Imagine, that are making $30,000-$40,000 a month. Again, I'm not giving income claims here, but the combination of both is a way for people to change their paradigm about what working means. I think anybody who's serious not only about business, but about doing the right thing and helping people, this is a couple $100,000 a year business in income if they want to go that route. But certainly our primary thing here is helping people on the client end, and that's really what it's all about. So you can go and do anything and make money. I would almost say making money is easy. I mean, it's not really easy, but it's easy. But what drives you? What motivates you? What gets you excited? I know what gets me excited. It's not a Lamborghini. It's not those things. It's number one, what I can do for people. Certainly what we've already done for ourselves, but the people I want to take care of and the charities, that I want to support, like Children's Heart Foundation here in Southern Nevada. So there's so many things that we can do while helping people. So honestly, going against the grain and doing what others are not doing, that actually excites me a lot, because I know very few people who do anything like what we do with the level of low risk, et cetera, that we have.
Like I said, I've learned more and more about it over the past probably about 2 to 2.5 weeks, very sincerely. And it's fascinating to me. I want to learn more. Very interested in the vehicles. And you're talking about the passion. You deal with an awful lot of people, both just homeowners and professionals of all types. Jumping into just an overall business part of the conversation here, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see young entrepreneurs making?
Well, I'll have to expand that to say any entrepreneur, because there's one thing that comes to mind. And the first thing is they underestimate the amount of effort required. That's it. They think if they 10x, all their dreams are going to come true, and they're wrong, because they don't even understand what 10x is. So two things. Number one, they underestimate the amount of work it requires to get momentum going. Where once you get momentum going, it won't stop unless you do. Okay, so that's the first thing. But really, the second thing, second mistake or miscalculation, is they don't realize how much potential they truly have. They tell themselves lies that they start to believe. I talk about this with some of our advisors. They get into the land of the abstract with their thinking. For example, I'm going to try to do this. I think this should happen. I'm probably going to make it. I hope this guy, answers my call. It's all failure speak, and they don't realize what they're doing, and they're limiting what their subconscious actually believes. So being positive alone, that's fine, but that's not going to get you anywhere in the world. You can watch all of the Tony Robbins and all these guys and the Grant Cardone. That's great. Okay. I think a lot of people fall into that force field of these gurus, especially new entrepreneurs. And there's actually really nothing magical about it. It comes down to mind control. And entrepreneurs, they think they're being entrepreneurial, but what they're doing is they're following the herd. They're not independent thinkers. They're just yes, Grant Cardone, or whoever. And they're in a time warp. So 90% of everything, 80% of everything is the rewiring of this brain, which is painful and it's hard. And if some people that work with me, they see a different side of me, because I'm trying to get them to another state of being, and it hurts. And I know they can't stand it. So that's really it. So mentorship is important, but who is your mentor? Is it a guy on YouTube, or do you have somebody that is going to stretch you and make so that's probably it. So that kind of those three things. You have to have a mentor, and not it's nice to have a mentor on TV or on YouTube, but somebody to bring you through. You need to be in a business for yourself, but really not by yourself. You've got to surround yourself with non-group thinking people, and that's why, Jeff, that's why I love these networking events that we go to. Now, they don't all see things the way I see them, but it's great to be, if you want to be successful, be around successful people, okay, of all different industries. It's so wonderful instead of getting into this, this fishbowl of, almost like brainwashing. So that would be my answer.
No, I got you. And we every single day we live in the short term, right? I'm not saying we don't plan, but every single day we're in operations, and concentrating on those daily operations and details is really going to secure that success, the results that we're looking for. I might ask you this: when it's all said and done, you've had your career, you've had your family, you've grandkids, and I'm not trying to rush the timeline for you and I both on that one, but it's coming. I'm sure it's coming, right? So, but when it's all said and done, what would you really want people to know about you most?
Number one, honest person, transparent, and I believe in family before business.
Family first, the old family first rule.
Well, you know what? A lot of people say that. They say God, family, business, but they're full of crap. And these are the people that wind up getting divorced, and being estranged from their wife. There has to be a balance. Because I've been through it. It gets hard. It gets hard.
Yes, it does.
I used to travel all over the country, and
it's all about sacrifices.
What the heck am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Right. So, but I would say, God, family, business, but I mean it for real. Spend time. Like I tell my advisors, this has everything to do with what you just asked me. I tell them, I don't want you to work 80 or 100 hours a week. Okay. You're with me, not so I can crack a whip, so you can make a lot of money. Well, that's great, but you're with me because I've got a better way for you. Okay. I believe that you should work. Now, most people aren't even going to believe me. Okay. But I believe you should work with what we're doing 10 hours a week. That's it. And when I say work, you know what work is? Work is talking to people, right? Not getting behind a computer and punching keys and doing all that stuff, and, playing on LinkedIn and things like that. Work is conversations with people. Work is maybe going out and networking. That's work, right? How hard is it to have a quick little phone call or a Zoom? Why do we have this thought that we've got to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week to become successful? I've done it. I've done more than that. I've done 100 hours. I think that's a fallacy.
Yeah,
Jeff. I think it's a total fallacy. If you've got the right mindset, you can do a lot in a short period of time if you're optimizing your life. So your family is the most important thing. Okay.
I agree.
It doesn't matter if you're married or not. Then you need to spend your life doing the things that you're passionate about. And if you've worked so hard and you don't have passion, well, you got to get out of that. You got to get out of that mentality. You got to learn how to. Hey, if you've got a regular job, that's great. Okay, but you better enjoy your life. So I want to be known as the person that helped break through people's minds and the lies that they've told each other and the restrictions that they have, the things that they've been taught, and know that, man, you actually can have it all. I swear to God, you can have it all. You just got to clean this up right here, and of course you have to have the right vehicle, and there's a lot out there.
Yeah, the right vehicles, plural, right? Professional, investment, family, support systems. I mean, not that this particular podcast is a family show, but Len, the good old saying, why are families screwed up? There's people in them. So one of my favorite jokes there and all that.
That's right.
Well, Len, I know that we're going to talk a lot more, and I urge the guests here in the comments below, ask questions. And Len, I'm going to pop up a banner here, but what's the best way for everyone to reach out and be in contact with you?
Yeah, that's easy. You can go to imagine.biz, just like you see here on your screen. We've got a contact us on there. If there's entrepreneurs that are interested in careers, there's a career section. You can just kind of check that out. And I will say that, we are national across the country. So, based here in Las Vegas, but we've got people available in all across the country, and so we're able to find solutions for people in certainly in any state in the United States. But I will tell you, from a client perspective, Jeff, it's really great to be able to serve our great friends in India, our great friends in the Philippines, and some of the other areas of the world that they deserve opportunity to be able to make have a chance to get back to even in financial prosperity.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with you more. Again, Len, I very much appreciate you coming on the show here. Great wisdom, and I know we'll do this again. And everyone, again, you see, you've got Len's contact information there across the banner below. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And again, Len, thank you very much. I'm going to sign us off here. Everybody, thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. We look forward to seeing you real soon here on My Smart Podcast. Take care.
All right. Thank you.